Your life, your trajectory, your path, it can all change in a second, right? And that truth is why we're gonna be talking about former pro basketball player Cory Allen today, who's now suing the city of Elk Grove, California, and 4 officers with the Elk Grove Police Department, with him alleging there that these officers' excessive use of force against him landed him with a career-ending injury. Also, if you don't know Cory Allen, don't worry, right? He played in college basketball at San Diego State University. Then, after graduating in 2017, he spent 5 seasons in the G League, which is the NBA's official minor league, right? So he's not like a big star or anything, but he was someone making a living playing the game that he loved. And I mean, it was a good living by pretty much every standard. He claimed that he signed 6-figure contracts in the G League, right? And on top of that, he said he had ambitions to move overseas to continue his professional basketball career in Europe or New Zealand. But then, according to the lawsuit, all of that changed one October evening in 2022. As he says, that's when he was returning home from a wine tasting event. But on his way, he said that he pulled over and parked by a neighbor's house when he recognized that he shouldn't be driving and he fell asleep in his car. But then, his neighbors mistaking him for a shooting victim and calling the police. So when the officers arrived and they found Allen unconscious in his car, they quickly realized he hadn't been shot. And unfortunately, like we've seen countless times, it only took a minute for things to go from calm to crazy.
Oh yeah. I think he's just drunk.
The plate is going to be clear, expired May of this year, 2019 Dodge off of Lakemont.
Hey bud. Police department. Hey, you okay? Step out. Step out. What happened?
Hey, Callie, please shoot the this.
Watch out.
We just hammered.
There's 3 units on scene now.
Whoa. Hey,
relax.
Stop.
Relax.
No, you. Stop tensing up. Stop tensing up. Stop tensing up. Stop tensing up.
Because we're on YouTube, I have to stop the video there. But what happens next is that Allen is forced to the ground. And actually, one of the officers, the one whose body cam footage we've just seen, ends up on the ground as well, with a lawsuit claiming that the officer tripped on Allen's legs and fell with him. But, it's not totally clear in the video. But in any case, what is clear in the video is that the officer strikes Allen at least twice in the legs with his baton. And that notably, all while Allen was being held down by the other officers. And then with that, the officers continue to hold Allen on the ground, placing him in a full body restraint that immobilized his arms and legs, with Allen claiming in the lawsuit that this restraint caused further pain to his knee. Also, at one point, we see another officer approaching with a police dog, and depending on your perspective, he's either warning or threatening Allen with the animal.
You're gonna get bit, bro. Knock it off. Watch his legs. Hey, you're gonna get bit, dude.
And then also, there's other audio from the video reportedly having the officers making several comments on Allen's height and size, right? He's 6'5", as well as accusing him of tensing and resisting throughout the incident. In fact, the officer who struck Allen can be heard describing it to a colleague, with him saying he was just like, quote, "All right, baton's coming out, to heck with this." And so with all that, you had Allen getting charged with driving under the influence. But as far as the other side, you have Allen's attorney claiming that the officers overreacted and became overly aggressive when they didn't have to be, with him adding that Allen wasn't in any way causing any harm to anyone. And another one of his attorneys saying the baton strikes basically shattered our client's promising future to be in the NBA G League, as well as prospects of going to play overseas. And adding there, he has attempted to return back to the league, but he has not been able to perform to the necessary duties of standing on his feet too long, or jumping, or going back and forth on the court. And finally, with all that, you have Allen himself, who's now 29, telling the Washington Post, "I've never had a knee injury in 20 years of playing basketball. I get into police custody for under 2 minutes, and now my career's gone, so it's been really tough." But with that said, this is just Allen's side of the story. For their part, the Elk Grove Police Department has refused to comment on the ongoing litigation. And then, of course, with all this, you have a lot of people saying, the body cam footage speaks for itself. And then even more than that, you have people saying this is just another example of a bigger problem, especially because people are getting eyes and ears on the situation, as much of the country still reeling from Sonia Massey's death at the hands of Illinois Sheriff's Deputy Sean Grayson, which also, in fact, there are more details have since come out since we last talked about it that raised even more questions about how a guy like Grayson ended up on the force. Because not only did he have a history of driving under the influence, he was reportedly discharged from the Army for misconduct. And on top of that, he had been told in the past that he needed, quote, high-stress decision-making classes after he refused an order to call off a high-speed vehicle pursuit and ended up hitting a deer. And again, that's not even all of it. But with all that said, I gotta ask, what are your thoughts here regarding Cory Allen, or really anything we talked about?